you guys were, obviously wanted the Teofimo Lopez fight as well. Teofimo Lopez, saying he's gonna fight Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson saying that, you didn't sign the contract, while Teo said he did sign the contract. Then Teo's out in other places like content creator fighters saying that he want to fight them under the Jake Paul and Tank undercard. I mean, a lot of things going on with Teo, and now Lamont Roach is obviously the main guy that Shakur wants to entertain. If if he doesn't want to get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson. So, what do you think about this whole situation with Teofimo Lopez?
I wish somebody just knocked Teofimo out. Teofimo is bro, he the worst thing for boxing. That's why I'm glad he irrelevant right now. He trying to make himself relevant right now because he see how irrelevant he is right now. He see that boxing is still going on without him right now. And people don't know, just like some other people work check to check and we got to get paid or whatever else. Fighters work check to check too. No matter how big the check is, they're still working check to check. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody rocking with T.O. T.O. see that there's no future. He see he messed up with Bob. He see he messed up with Turkey. He see ain't nobody checking for him right now. You feel what I'm saying? So with T.O., he just a clown trying to get in where he fit in. That's how I feel about T.O. Yeah, but I hope he take that Shakur fight. I need somebody to call him on his bluffs and make him stand on it. Because you see what happened when Devin did it. You see what happened with the Devin thing or whatever. He ain't trying to fight nobody. You see what happened. Even Punch Drunk had to come on here and admit that he ducked. Remember? Punch Drunk, y'all know Punch Drunk is a T.O. fanatic. He had to admit that Teofimo Lopez turned down Brian Norman Jr. And it was not talked about like nothing happened. You feel what I'm saying? It was talked about like nothing happened. That was before any other drawing boost. Any situation happens, before any other surgery happened. He turned my son down. They were supposed to fall September. Close it though. Close the push. They were supposed to fall September the 27th last year. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All this in between, he a clown, bro. He a clown. He a clown, and I hope people want the 147. Because again, B ain't studying him, but I'm a show make him press him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we gotta press that. Like, you can't come out here talking all that trash. And I want to say something about the people who get interviewed by YSM real quick, because they y'all got the same fans. And because T.O. was one of them people, but it wasn't I don't know if it was YSM or whoever they interviewed. I think it was Fight Hype. They asked about the Brian Norman David Haney fight. Brian Norman's riding the high, he's riding the knock. Yeah, but against who? First of all, every last one of y'all been on a certain level, and not now one of y'all did what Brian Norman Jr. is doing. Not neither one of y'all who said, yeah, but who he knocking out? He knocking out number one, he knocking out number two, and then he finna fight the other number one that they just made number one. You understand what I'm saying? So all that who he knocking out and who he this and who he that, you feel what I'm saying? Cut it out. Cut the BS out. Because first of all, you won't step in there with him. None of them. None of them that saying it. T.O. ducked them and say who he knocking out. It could have been you. You really got your little bum self in there. You feel me? It could have been you, Teofimo Lopez. So don't go say who he knocking out. You ran from it. So I just had to put that out there because I'm so sick of as soon as the interviews start, they go, yeah, but who is he doing? Yeah, he'll do it to your favorite partner, and your partner probably ran, and they already know what it is. Don't nobody want that. Just like what's going on with Bakram. Who did Bakram knock out? A bum, Tim Zoo. But nope, not bum. I'm sorry. A questionable. I hate to call fighters bums, especially when they put their heart, soul, and life into this. He knocked out a questionable fighter that was not proven in Tim Zoo. That's who Bakram knocked out, and now he's the most feared man in boxing. And nobody's saying, yeah, but who did he knock out? Nobody's saying that. You feel what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Like I said, man, we here. We're here to stay. We're here to prove. We're going to knock down this so-called elite dough and this elite gang y'all got going, and we don't want to be a part of it either. We don't want to be a part of the elite crew. We don't want to be a part of y'all little posse. We don't want to be a part of that. We over here, y'all over there. We're going to keep it that way. And every last one of y'all that talk that trash, if you in or around, or if you come through 147, make sure you say Brian Norman name. If you elite boxer, and you said what you said, make sure you come through 147 and say Brian Norman Jr. name.
To fight my fighter, Curmel Moton. Let me know what your reaction to that was when you seen it.
First of all, I mean, I didn't give him much props on this channel for the performance that he had against Tank. I was on my feet. I was on my feet watching that fight. It was a very exciting fight. But I'm a realist at the same time. So let's be real about what we looked at and let's be real about what happened. Lamont Roach is a very, very good boxer. But what Lamont Roach seems to lack, I can't say what he lacked because I don't know what he got and what he don't got. What he seems no, this is a fact. What he don't have that Tank had is that equalizer. You feel what I'm saying? Now that's by proven fact. He don't have the equalizer that Tank had. So with that being said, nobody was afraid to fight Tank Davis. Nobody was afraid to fight Tank Davis. Everybody wanted that Tank Davis fight. They wasn't. Nobody was ducking Tank. Who was ducking Tank? You look at who was ducking.
You said I'm looking?
You looking at me? I'm asking you, who was ducking Tank Davis?
I'm not saying nobody's ducking Tank.
Okay, so everybody so-called, whether they would have did it or not, because again, like I said, you got to pull their card on that. So everybody was so-called calling out Tank Davis, right? So and that's with Tank Davis having that equalizer. You got to think, of course, you're going to call out the man that's closest, the man that had the most success with Tank Davis. Of course, you're going to call him out. And he's coming from a lower weight division. You feel what I'm saying? So being real about what you're looking at, Lamont Roach is a good boxer. You feel me? He's a good boxer without that equalizer. So to them, they probably feel like it's even, a winnable, it's a more winnable fight for them. You know what I mean?
You think
get
so?
where I'm coming from? Yeah, you get where I'm coming from? Like, if like some people you see Tank get beat sometimes, like Mario Barrios, they can be beating Tank and whatever else. Leo Santa Cruz, they could be beating him, and all of a sudden he come out of nowhere with that equalizer, boom, is over with, right? But when you take a Lamont Roach, who did what he did masterfully, so I'm not taking no credit for that, all the credit in the world. He did what he did masterfully against him, but still you take it back to boxing, you take it back to competition, and boxers are competitors. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, my bad, Loma duck Tank.
Yeah, okay.
Loma duck Tank.
I remember what happened. I got you. I mean,
that was nasty word.
That's questionable. Yeah, that's questionable because you got to remember, what Tank said back in the day. But I'm not finna do that because I'm not trying to bash Tank either. So I'm not saying that for the reason of bashing nobody. I'm not saying that. I was just saying that to prove a point that nobody was running from Tank. That's all. I'm just saying that he's not like a highly ducked, even though he got all.
Nah, they want to go towards the. They want to go towards the money. They don't want to go away from the money. Who wants to go away from the money?
Yeah, go to the money. Right. So now with Lamont Roach, you take it back to competition. You take it back to competitiveness, and all the boxers are competitive. And I think that okay, I can get in there and try to go with this guy if he beat me. You know what I'm saying? I think Lamont Roach is a competitive fight for them. So they're like, okay, I'm not worried about him knocking me out. That's probably I'm just about how fighters may be thinking. You feel me? Whereas in Tank, if you're going towards that smoke, then he might just knock you out. You know what I'm saying? But again, Lamont Roach moving up. He may come with that thunder somewhere. You feel me? So, you may be surprised. Lamont might come out of nowhere and come with some power. So, I'm not saying he won't.